How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all doing well. I'm Hwang, and in today's video, I want to answer the second part of Mike G's question. Mike wanted to know what kind of my thought process was in designing something, how I do research, and how I come up with design variations. So let's get into it. So we're going to talk all of this in terms of designing a logo, but this can be applied to anything that you're designing. So the first thing I would do is send my client a design brief, and I would figure out exactly what they're looking for. I'd figure out what type of clients that they want to attract, what kind of product they're selling, what service they offer, what kind of look and feel, and their overall kind of branding scheme that they have. And then with that information in mind, then I'd go and do research of their competitors. So if you look at, let's say, like a TV brand, if you were designing a logo for a TV brand and you notice that all the logos are in red, then you could do some logo design that also incorporates the similar red color, so that if you had that logo in the middle of all the other logos, it would fit really well. But you could also do something that is kind of unexpected. So if everyone is doing a logo with red, you could do something that maybe is blue or green or some other color that is unexpected, because then it'll actually stand out amongst the crowd. And I think it's really important to really get a overall grasp of what kind of logos and things that you're going up against, and to really see how you can make yours stand out from it. Like if you want to do something that's really avant-garde and new, something that no one has ever done, then that's great, but you run the risk of being too far ahead where people are not ready for that. But then you also don't want to do something that looks so similar to everyone else's that it just kind of blends in. So you have to find that nice balance, and that's the important thing that you have to keep in mind as you're designing and as you're coming up with these ideas. You have to think about that, especially in the research phase, because this is the phase that you want to just kind of look at so many different things, so that you kind of have a map of what you can and can't do and what you should and you shouldn't do. And I also think it's really important to just read a lot. If you read about what they're doing, what kind of products they have, what kind of services that they sell, and you read all of the other competitors' branding and their messages and all the things that they're trying to portray, I think that will give you kind of an idea where to start and where you could go. The next part I want to talk to you about is the design inspiration and my thought process. So I'm going to go to my sketchbook and I'm going to show you some examples of work that I've done and how I got to that final logo. So when I start designing, basically the first thing I do is I like to make my word maps. So when I get started on a design, what I like to do first is actually do some mind mapping. And basically mind mapping is just coming up with different words, that whatever word comes to mind when I think of the logo and I think about the look and the feel and the audience, and anything that comes up, I just write it. So I try to connect different ideas and see which ones are things worth exploring, which ones are not. And then what I like to do is once I have a conversation with the client, I'll write out all of the things that they're trying to focus on, and I try to keep these things in mind when it says these are the key words that we want, these are the things that we're trying to stand out with, these are certain ideas that we have. So I like to have this in mind and then go along with all of these words in the mind map. And then once I get there, then I'm actually doing a lot of the sketching here. And then once I do these sketches, I highlight the ones that I think would work or don't work, and then I actually go on the computer and I explore these ideas. And this is the final that I came up with. And here's a design I did for Bothell High School volleyball. So I just kind of explored different ways to show the text, show their mascot, and then basically this is what I came up with. And this was an exploration that I did for YAM, Youth Awakening Movement. And even though I came up with all of these different concepts and sketches, I came up with this final one I'm just going to show you, but it ended up not even working out. So sometimes all of this exploration just ends up not really working out. But at least I didn't go on the computer and have to do all of this extra time and then not have it work out. And this is something about layout design that's kind of important, but if you get something that you want to have to design, let's say like a brochure, it's also good to do some explorations of layouts and ways that you can present the information, because sometimes if you have lots of different information that you have to present in different page formats, then this is kind of a good exercise to do. So I kind of, drew out different ideas. So once I figure out which ones are strong, then I can apply that to the design. And these are another set of explorations that I did for some banner designs I had to do for the school. And I ended up on one specific layout, and then I was able to apply that design layout to all the different programs that we had to design for. So here are some pictures of those. And these are some concepts I had for a book cover, and I'm going to show you the final. In terms of design variations, I think it's really important to actually do more work on your sketchbook and draw out those ideas, just kind of work out any ideas that you have. And then once you can kind of focus on maybe 2 or 3 really strong ideas, then those are the things that you want to explore. You want to put those into the computer and you want to figure out which ones are really good options for the design that you're doing. Thanks again for your question, Mike. I hope all of you have a great week, and until I see you next time, remember to let your light shine. Bye.